Okay, how about you, Mike?
About me, well, Empire Strikes Back was about my second film. I'd only just started in the acting business. Before that, I was in electronics. I worked for a big company. We produced electronic equipment.
Okay.
And that was it. And then I went, I saw an advert in the paper. They wanted some little guys for a film. I did it. And while I was on that film, an agent contacted me and said, would I be on his books? And he lived just round the corner from Elstree Studios. So he said, I have a job for you straight away. And it was in Empire Strikes Back. And I'd never heard, I think I'm the only one who'd never heard of Star Wars. So I wasn't sure, you know. So I went up and got the part as an Unknown. And the producer there, Robert Watts, he liked me, he liked what I did and stuff, so my part, I was playing another Unknown as well, so, and that's it, and then I went on from there.
All right, brilliant. Thank you.
Work because the actual Ewoks themselves were, first you have a layer like silk pajamas, and then you have all the lumps and bumps of the muscles and body, and after that comes fur.
Y después viene la piel, el pelo.
And finally the head goes on.
Y finalmente se pone lo que es la cabeza.
Yes, so, and the biggest problem they had with the Ewok's head were the eyes misting up.
Y el problema principal que tenían era que los ojos se empañaban.
And when they say, right, heads on, right, we start the shoot, and then everybody be bumping into each other.
Y el principal problema era cuando empezaban a rodar la película, se empañaban los ojos y los hijos empezaban a chocar entre ellos.
Yeah,
porque no veían nada.
And they solved it by taking the head off and rubbing the inside of the eye, not eye, but the inside of the head, the eye, with washing up liquid, you know, washing up fluoride, to make it the body read, you know, the movement. You really had to throw it. I couldn't go like that. It would come out.
Okay.
So you had to really move your arms and your legs and things like that. So I was a lot younger then, but I could do it then.
Yes, Mike, please.
I think it's quite an honor, really, to be an action figure. I mean, I've got them all myself.
Okay, él dice, bueno, yo mucho tiempo tengo todas.
Because a lot of people think, well, myself, they think I look at Star Wars every week.
Mucha gente piensa que vemos Star Wars todas las semanas.
Yes, I think I watch it all the time.
Y creen que la veo todo el tiempo y no es cierto.
I've seen it about 3 times. You know?
La he visto como 3 veces.
And that's quite a time ago, you know.
Y ya tiene mucho tiempo de eso.
Once again, it's an honor to do it, and you know, to be like a legend, really.
Sí, entonces, bueno, soy yo y el personaje se ha convertido en una leyenda.
Because when I'm gone, these films will still be around.
Cuando yo ya no esté, estas películas van a continuar.
Right, but I've got all the little figures and stuff like that.
Entonces es maravilloso. Tengo todas las figuras.
It's wonderful.
Y es maravilloso. Okay, great.
Well, in my family, I have no family. My parents are gone.
Okay, yo ya no tengo padres.
But I still have a card from my mother and father when I first done my first film.
Pero todavía tengo una tarjeta de mis padres cuando hice mi primera película.
It does not relate to Star Wars, but it said, "We are so proud of you."
No se relaciona con Star Wars, pero la tarjeta dice estamos muy orgullosos de ti.
And that's it.
Also, por supuesto. Y le hablaron por teléfono y dijeron, oye, ¿puedes venir, por favor? Y lo que hizo Daniel fue preguntar, sí, claro, pero ¿podrías decirme de qué se trata? ¿Qué papel voy a representar? Dime, por favor, de qué se trata.
So they say, well, we can't tell you.
No podemos decirte nada, tú ven.
So I was tired. I just finished shooting Wonder Woman, looking after gals for 5 months. So I was tired. So I was like, screw you.
Entonces le dije, no, 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 gracias.
They said, what are you working on? I said, I can't tell you because I signed an ND. I enjoy it, but I'm not, I was like, you know what? It's not for me. Thank you very much.
Entonces, ¿sabes qué? Perdón, pero no es para mí y colgué. Wow.
Lucky enough, I have a friend that's working on it.
Ok, por suerte tenía un amigo que estaba trabajando en la producción.
Who called me and said, listen, I think you better call them back quickly.
Y me llamó y me dijo, oye, yo creo que mejor les devuelves la llamada.
So I did. I called them back and the rest is history. I fitted the costume.
Y efectivamente les llamé y el resto es historia. Ok, un aplauso.
Spencer got the part because he's taller than me.
Ok, originalmente Spencer obtuvo el papel porque es más alto que Daniel.
So I'm the same size as David was, but they were going to CGI somebody else's face on Tarkin. Yes, so they had a new actor to play him, who's that much taller than he was.
Okay.
So they sort of upsized both characters, so they look the same walking. There's a lot of corridor walking. If you study Vader, he walks, and it's funny, we watch it, and Darth Vader has to keep moving, so he'll walk past someone, turn around, come back, talk to him, turn and go again. Vader, literally.
Okay. Había unas escenas de interacción con Tarkin. Esas se quitaron de la película y literalmente filmaron las escenas de Daniel 3 o 4 meses antes de que la película saliera. Entonces fue por eso que él acabó quedándose con esa parte. And you got actually all the best parts.
Well, I did all the parts.
Y lo que pasó es que quitaron esa parte, él acabó haciendo todas las demás partes de la película. O sea, a quien vemos tal cual en Rogue One es a Daniel.
But Spencer's in the opening trailers.
Pero Spencer Wilding está en el tráiler de apertura. El que sale ahí sí es él. Pero de ahí en fuera, a quien vemos que le hace así a Krennic y a quien despedaza a los soldados rebeldes es Daniel. Okay.
One thing I would say about playing him is you're looking out for your costume. So you don't really see yourself playing that.
Entonces, una de las principales cosas es que tú siempre estás dentro del traje. Nunca te ves a ti mismo, o sea, vestido, personificado. Lo ves todo de dentro hacia afuera.
So I was looking at Ben Mendelsohn when the thing raises, and I'm looking through it, and I'm thinking, he's got a cool cape. I want his cape. He looks cool. Not realizing I'm in the outfit. And the only natural enemy for Vader is stairs. I'm a bit like a Dalek. I can do anything, I just can't go downstairs, really difficult. But
entonces, lo que él decía es cuando vio por fin estaba apareciendo la imagen, dijo, wow, eso se ve bien. No sabía que era el mismo. Y algo que no puedes hacer con el traje de Vader, y lo sé bien yo mismo, me pongo traje de Vader, no puedes bajar bien escaleras, no puedes ver, entonces realmente no te ves a ti mismo.
When you're doing it, like you say, you don't really know anything about it. You're just going into
cuando
work.
lo estás haciendo no sabes nada.
But then, just before it comes out, you think,
Pero
oh shit.
justamente antes de empezar dices, caray.
This is a character people like. This is a character people have cherished. So we have to move him forward, his fighting style, but not suddenly go bouncing around. You know, he's not Yoda that's suddenly going to do it.
Pero no cambiarlo drásticamente, que no empezara a volar por el aire, no es Yoda.
So it's a balance that we sat down with the director and we went through it, and I'm just so pleased that you've accepted him and took him to your heart again.
Y es un equilibrio que logramos junto con el director y me agrada mucho que ustedes lo hayan aceptado. El haber puesto un nivel más de Vader, pero respetando al personaje original. Qué bueno que les gustó. Ok, great.
Yeah, I was working with Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO. He rang me up one night.
Entonces una noche me llamó
after we'd been working in London for the BBC, and he said, I do this terrible science fiction film, and the director needs some other actors. Would you be interested? The following week, I turned up at Elstree Studio, really early in the morning. It's very early. I was very hungover and had no breakfast. And I walked out onto the soundstage of the Millennium Falcon, and there was nobody there apart from one guy in the corner of the room. So I went up to him and said, "Hi, you couldn't get me a cup of coffee, could you?" So he came back with a cup of coffee, and I said, "Oh, thanks." And do you know anything about some sci-fi film that's being shot here? I'm to see some guy called George. He said, "I'm George Lucas."
Y entonces le dijo, oye, vengo a ver lo de una película de ciencia ficción, tengo que buscar a un tal George. Y le dice, yo soy George Lucas.
Oh, I know. And I still, I have no idea. Well, I mean, filming anything is generally as funny as anything. It's an extraordinary thing to happen in life, to be on a film set. And of course, each film that you do, or play that you're in, or television that you're on, or commercial that you're in, is entirely different. But the strange thing, I suppose, for all of us working in a big franchise is that we all learn about it from you later on.
Well, you know, the primitive one.
That one up there in the corner, they did not spend much
Sí,
money
no
on
gastaron
it.
mucho dinero en él, francamente.
However, my kids used to love it because the little head twisted. So yeah, so I've gone through many different transformations, and now they are so cool. The detail is phenomenal.
Y ahora son tan cool, el detalle es tan perfecto.
So as Mikey said, it's a real honor and a strange thing.
Realmente es un honor y es algo extraño.
To see yourself, I'm lucky I've got that green head, so they didn't have to sculpt my face.
Una pregunta para Grido,
One question for you, Paul.
aunque sabemos que él no hizo la famosa escena,
Even though we know you did not do the famous scene,
nos gustaría saber quién piensa que disparó primero.
we will you've heard this a million times, my dear Paul. Who shot first?
What do you mean I didn't do the famous scene? That was the most famous scene in the entire...
¿Cómo que no la hice? Claro que fue la escena más famosa.
And he shot first. If I shot first, I would have run off with Princess Leia,
Si yo hubiera disparado primero, hubiera huido con la princesa Leia,
defeated Darth Vader,
derrotando a Darth Vader,
be living in the penthouse of the Death Star.
estaría viviendo en el penthouse de la Estrella de la Muerte,
I would have shot all the Ewoks,
hubiera matado a todos los Ewoks,
and I would have eaten Jar Jar Binks. That would have been...
Thank you.